I started off as an armor officer. I did 3.5 years in tanks as platoon leader in Company XO, and then I branch transferred to military intelligence. Stayed in the same tank battalion and became the assistant S2, and then the battalion S2. After that, I went off to the MI advanced course and then did staff jobs in an MI battalion, left active duty, and finished as an acting battalion executive officer. Left active duty, got into the Idaho National Guard, was in the brigade for 3 years, cavalry brigade, did information operations and brigade S2, and then I transferred to state staff and became the J2 for the state. And that's where I retired from. I can't remember if it was an email or if it was on Facebook, but one of the two. Looked at a couple other companies and I decided I'd listen to what Trajector had to say, and frankly, it all made sense. So they were the only ones that I didn't feel like there was either something hidden or there was, something hinky going on. They were basically, you guys were the only ones that were straightforward. Said exactly what was going to happen. It happened exactly as you said it was going to happen. There were no surprises ever. They basically, through the interview process and the consultations, worked up, but also built a nexus between my PTSD and some of the stuff I was going on that eventually contributed as well. But the most important thing was it was accurate. There weren't any exaggerations. There weren't any claims that couldn't be substantiated. It was all pretty straight. Again, straightforward is one phrase I would use for the entire process. Oh, it felt good. I got 2 actually because there was a gap. I had all my first CNP exams. But they didn't include a couple things. And for some reason that was delayed. And then my file went up for review and I went from 70 to 90 on the first letter with these other things deferred. Well, meanwhile, they'd already scheduled the follow-up exam. So I think they realized when it went for review that, hey, we never examined him for this stuff. And so they'd scheduled the follow-up exams. And then, but basically it was 3 or 4 weeks later, I get the notice that it's been up to 100%. In general, it's going to, basically financial is going to be the main thing. The rest of them are pretty minor, actually. Again, I'm still kind of finding out because I just literally got the 100% letter 2 weeks ago. So still figuring out what all's going to happen. Like I say, some of the others just came across a little off. You guys didn't guarantee anything. The way that your pricing was based on, a factor of your increase. So if you got no increase, that means you guys didn't get paid. That to me is a sign of honest dealing. Whereas, these places that are charging, $60 for a letter or $500 for a Nexus letter, that sounds just pretty scammy to me, and I've heard the horror stories that when assistance companies get found out to have done fraudulent activities, basically everyone associated with them can be taken down with them in the sense of having their benefits withdrawn and recuperated. We don't want to do that. Say overall, I'm pretty impressed. You stayed in touch, even when we weren't, that long wait between the exams and the review. You stayed in touch, you touched base. That's what I expect a professional company to do. You weren't just waiting for the payoff. So again, I was just most impressed with the way you guys did business.